Hello guys, how you doing? Right, obviously the Syrian crisis is not a unusual thing. It's been going on for 4 years now, so it's not just something that popped up out of the blue. Well, the other day my son brought home from school a piece of paper was about discussing with the community about our opinions and views on the homing of the Syrians here in the Highlands. And obviously, I won't be the only one, hopefully, that will voice their opinions on this, um, because we do live in what everybody likes to call a democracy. We all should have the same power of our opinions. So here is a private, if you will. It won't be private. Everybody hopefully can see this and then have an opinion. And I do encourage you to voice your opinion on this because it's not going away. It's here. It's coming, and people's minds need to be put at rest one way or the other, whichever way you look at things. So obviously I'm going to take this opportunity to voice my opinions on this one specific matter, or to try my damnedest to stick on this one particular matter. Um, I don't believe that that the grand solution to this is rehoming the Syrians here in the UK and in other places in Europe. And before everybody jumps up and down and goes, "Oh, he's a racist, he's this, that, and the other," I think there is always the better option, and that would be to stop bombing their fucking homes. You know, we us as the West promote that we sit down and we talk about our problems and try and resolve them, and that's what needs to happen. Because if you actually take a look at what their homes look like, their villages, their schools, their parks, their libraries, their hospitals, they're gone. Not the building's still there and the machinery's gone and the people are gone. They're gone. The buildings are gone. You know, they have nothing. Everybody has seen the desperate videos of people clinging to boats, travelling halfway across Europe, if not all the way across Europe, to getting all the way to Calais and Germany and Greece and everywhere else. And it looks like a biblical flood of people. Sometimes it's hard to believe that that many people are being ripped from their homes. So, like I say, I don't believe that housing them here is going to solve the problem. It's like putting a band-aid over a gaping wound. As a short-term solution, yes, by all means, um, take them out of the hot zones, take them out of the potential danger, the immediate danger that there is, um, which to some people may sound like push the responsibility onto everybody. But I think too many people when they see it, and this is my opinion, so obviously don't fucking jump up and down, is too many people use this line, I'm too busy to do anything. My life, the things in my life are more important. Well, what I think you people seem to forget is we are all the fucking same. Black, yellow, white, green, orange, whatever. We are all the same. If you were to cut yourself to prick your finger, you would bleed the same as I do. You know, please don't, because obviously it's not the best idea in the world, but you know what I mean. We need to stop with this claiming land under fucking names. We really do. I'm not saying it's part of the, you know, part of the problem with the Syrian thing, but it is. We've got people coming, forward now and saying, you know, I don't want these Syrians housed near me. Well, guess what? It's not fucking yours. You pay for it for the time that you are there. Your rent that you pay for your property only holds the property for as long as you pay that money. You know, nothing belongs to you. When you die, when your expiration date comes, you can't take it with you. So please stop with this whole possession shit. It doesn't belong to you. It can be taken from you at any time, as you can see with everything else. Stop. I think that would help a little bit. You know, if you stop saying, I don't want them housed near me. Well, tough, really. You know, this earth is big enough for all of us. And we are part of the problem of why they can't go home. And I think we all need to start taking responsibility for that. You know, yes, you may not be the one in the ghillie suit or in the camo suit shooting the guns. You may not be the one in the plane dropping the bombs, but you are, needless to say, part of the problem. You could have stopped this at the source. You, as an individual, could have done something. Everybody could have done something more. I could have done something more. Anonymous, we are change. Black Lives Matters. It doesn't matter what organisation. We can always do more. We most probably would be the first ones to come forward and say we should do more. But there is only so much that we can do with the resources that we have, with the time that we have. You know, some people do have other things in their lives, and I'm not going to quash them. I'm not going to say they're not important, you know. But what is important is human life. I think people need to start realising that it could one day quite easily happen to you. And a different group of people are going to look on and say, well, fuck it, it's not my problem. It's your problem. You know, and you'll be the first ones to complain when that happens. You know, I think we all need to start taking responsibility for this. The housing thing, where people are coming forward and saying, what about us? What about our own? What about, you know, the people that have been on the housing register for, you know, a year, 2 years, 3 years, you know, 2 or 3 kids, you know? I understand that. Oh, I feel your plight. I really, really do. I'm not saying you are more important or less important than the Syrians. But what you need to think on that matter is they did have homes, they did have cars, they did have businesses, they did have loved ones, and they were ripped from them. You know, it was not their choice. I don't speak Syrian. Um, it's just one of them things. But I would like to talk to these Syrians and ask what their opinion is. Because as a Western country, we form an opinion on the sources that we see. The BBC, the media, you know, as my partner clearly pointed out when I was watching her before and after for Syria, how do we know that these, you know, buildings that are semi-rubble are rubble? The actual houses that they are in the before picture. How do we know that they haven't been edited? And that is a very good point. But cynicism and negativity, you know, if you allow that to seep in, then you're going to have them opinions. But you need to even up both sides of the opinion. You can't see the good without seeing the bad, and you can't see the bad without seeing the good. So yeah, I understand that you guys are most probably going to be angry that, you know, these people are after these houses. Um, but as I hope most of you have seen, you know, they have lived in squalor whilst we sit back in our lovely homes, eating our fresh food and drinking our, you know, semi-clean water. They have suffered. You know, it's not like they've gone from a war-torn, bombed country straight onto a lovely five-star cruise yacht and sailed across the country, across the planet, sorry, to here, to go, here we are, here's the keys to the house, you know, enjoy. You know, they've gone through some shit. some real shit. You know, most of you people in your cushy lives won't go through half of that stuff, and me included. You know, as much as the bad shit that I have had in my life comes nothing compared to these people. You know, the people most probably going to come forward and say, well, you know, if they love their country and they didn't want to leave so much, why don't they fight? Well, why don't they fight for their country? Well, I can see that one too, you know. But then I'll give you one example. A bloke, 5 kids, missus, did exactly the same thing. Did exactly what I just said. He fought for his country. And do you know what happened to him? He had his head chopped off and his body dragged down the road in front of his kids and his missus. There we go. That's what happened to him. That's just one example, though. There's most really many. They don't choose to fight. They shouldn't need to choose to fight. You know, in the world that I have in my head, and I know people think that's stupid to think that, but where did your dreams come from? Your dreams came from your head. So why can't I dream for a better world where we all live together in peace? But you can't have that. We can't have that at the moment unless we're all willing to chip in and do our bit. So if we have to give a few houses to some Syrians to do our bit for the temporary stage until we can fix the major problem, then I don't think it's much of a sacrifice. And for the people out there that are going to bitch and whinge and moan, you're going to bitch and whinge and moan regardless of whether I said this or not. So if I've given you more fuel for your fires, then all good. But if not, I hope you see it like I do, or a little bit like I do, and you'll comment, and you'll make your voice heard. Stop using your government, stop using your MPs, use your voice, use your actions, use what you have. Because at the end of the day, we are all the same, we are all brothers and sisters of the same son, and we need to start looking after each other. Stop turning against each other. Stop shying away from the responsibilities that we have. Yes, we didn't all have a part in this, but we do have a part in this. Whether you should have stopped it, you can stop it now. You can make a difference. And as usual, guys, peace and love.